I'm now quite near our hotel, and this is the harbour of Reykjavík. This is the Viking boat. Everything stems from the Vikings. They first landed here, I think, from Denmark in 840 AD or BCE. BCE, yes. This is a beautiful landscape of snow-covered hills and a very nice city indeed, and all by the waterfront. Now this building is a very unique design. It reflects the hexagonal shape of the columns that are formed by the volcanic moraine, which is and lava, which is rapidly cooled. When it's cooled in that way, then you see everywhere, in my previous videos, naturally occurring hexagonal columns, and this building reflects that those hexagonal columns, and in its shapes as well, its varied angles. Now we're going to go inside. The building's called Harpa. It's got amazing acoustics inside. These are the angles, incredible angles, open spaced atrium. The long staircases are actually made a feature. And these, I don't know, tessellated or hexagonal column style, which is shown in the roof space here. This column style that's in the roof space here reflects the cave that we saw on the beach when they had all those sneaker waves. So they're reflecting nature, and specifically Icelandic nature and the glaciers, and the fact that the Iceland is 10% covered by glacier. The whole country of Iceland is only 340,000 people. It doesn't have an army of any kind. It has a coast guard for shipping, but otherwise that's all it does have. And it relies a lot on fishing. All the towns are situated around the fringes of the island. I'd say half the population or more lives in Reykjavík. And this is, from here you can get a wonderful view of the harbour, because it's on both sides of this particular building. And there is an awful lot of building work going on at the moment. There's a shortage of hotel rooms, but they're hoping that when this was started, the idea of building boom, and that tourists were flocking in at 2 million a year, that would continue, and if not grow. But at the moment, people are taking having shorter stays here than they had before. So the numbers are not going down, but they are decreasing in length, so that gives them some concern. We're on the 5th floor of the building, and you can see the open space and quite dramatic lines. All of them are usable, none of them are just wasted. The stairs, and even on the stairs you have seating areas. It's all in this granite grey, which reflects Iceland to some extent. One of the points that I made while I was on the glacier that I wanted to correct was, in fact, that I said that 10% of Iceland was covered with the polar cap, in other words, with glacial cap, and that is 5,000 square miles, just one of them alone, 5,000 square miles of glacier, and it's in places it's 1 kilometer deep, and on average it's 300 to 400 meters deep of ice. So it does shrink at the edges, but it also reforms at the edges, but the main glacier is very solidly in position. The other thing is that there is a kind of religion based on where Lord of the Rings actually came from. There is a belief system in the fairy tales of Alsatru, which is kind of all sort of various gods and elves in particular, little elves, which you see in Lord of the Rings, that is based on this Icelandic folk tales. And there's a great belief in them, and they have these various stone cairns as well, which they erect, and they believe that they have some good luck and bad luck, as you might expect, in where weather is plays such a big part in people's life and their sustenance, especially in the earlier days.